Hello, welcome to a video where I'm going to showcase the finals of my Master League tournament with all the Mega Pokemon, Primal Pokemon, and all our legendary Pokemon. In the finals, we have Bruetschle. We've seen him in a previous video as well with the Mega Scissor and the Palkia, Melmetal, and Virizion as well. And on the right, we have SNOR3K, a classic Primal Kyogre team. And instead of a Florges, though, he has a Togekiss, another fast move treasure Pokemon. Let's take a look at these battles. If Snorlax wins, he wins all of it. If Bruetschle wins, there might be a little bit of change in the positions due to amount of battles won. The first battle, we see the Mega Sizer versus the Dragonite lead from Snorlax, and this is an interesting lead. The Night Slash is not going to do that much on the Dragonite. And I think Bruetschle is very fine with this, knowing that there's likely the Kyogre in the back. Trying to catch a move on that Lugia, unable to, however. And instead, the Metagross comes in. Metagross has a really good matchup here, and Bruetschle, unfortunately, is kind of stuck here. I think Bruetschle kind of realizes, I might want to bait something out like this Metagross, right, for my Palkia in the back. Although Palkia doesn't have a bad matchup per se, maybe he's trying to bait out the Togekiss, right? That would be terrible for Palkia. So instead, he baits out the Metagross, which on the other hand, though, the Sizer can clean up quite easily. Good counting here from Snorlax, throwing right before the next Sky Attack, which probably would not have KO'd yet, but otherwise Bruetschle might be able to flip switch here. And I'm guessing as Snorlax, you want your Primal Kyogre on the Mega Sizer because you resist the bullet punches, which is really nice. Let's see. Sizer comes in, throws the Night Slash right before the Meteor Mash here. I'm not sure who wins CMP. Both have really high attack. I would think Mega Sizer. And in comes the Primal Kyogre. Swaps into the Palkia right away, which is probably the best answer to this Kyogre there is, as the what's it called? The waterfalls are double resisted here. In comes a Surf Bait. If this is a Thunder, it would do a ton, and Bruetschle does respect it. Now comes in with that Dragonite. This is not over yet. Like, you kind of shield this Dragon Claw for sure, and the problem here is that the Dragonite is likely going to get to another one. Snorlax might use shields here to protect this Dragonite. Let's see. Doesn't shield this move. This actually is sort of game decisive. If Bruetschle threw anything else, it could have been like a Hydro Pump, unlikely. A Fire Blast or Draco is likely Draco for the Kyogre. Then this Palkia would have been pretty tough to knock out for Snorlax. But it lives a little bit longer. However, Palkia is so low right now, it still can probably it can get Waterfall down. Does get Tune Out Aqua Tail though, but the Aqua Tail is not going to do that much. Only resisted here. Actually, does a little bit more than I thought it would. And then the Mega Sizer is left. It's not that bulky. It's not fragile either. But the Primal Kyogre Surf is going to do so much here. Yeah, that does a lot of damage even on a Mega Pokemon. And is able to get to another Night Slash, but Snorlax still has a shield, so it doesn't throw that Night Slash. That's 1-0 for Snorlax already. Let's take a look at game number 2 here. We have, again, the Mega Sizer into that Dragonite. And this time, we see no Primal Kyogre from Snorlax at all. Feels like it might be a little bit of a liability, since there's always going to be something like Palkia or Virizion around to counter it. In comes an Iron Head this time. This does a lot of damage to the Dragonite, but it's also a little bit of a mediocre move. So it doesn't do that much damage. It does more than a Night Slash, though. In comes Superpower. Bruetschle just keeping the shields for the backline, looks like. And a simultaneous swap. And again, that Metagross on that Lugia. That's so unfortunate for Bruetschle. You definitely want your Palkia on this because you resist all the steel moves here. First Meteor Mash coming in. I guess Bruetschle is somewhat okay with it, though, just because he kind of, can get a farm anywhere else. And the Aeroblast, plus, still does a lot of damage. Plus only release for raids, doesn't do that much more. Doesn't do anything more in PvP. It's basically the same move as the regular Aeroblast. First one comes through here, and Snorlax is able to farm up a little bit more, counting very well. Could have done a few more bullet punches, but doesn't really matter. I'm not sure if the Sizer can now get to a Night Slash before the Metagross gets to a move, though. It already ate a superpower, so it's quite low. Let's take a look here. Bruetschle comes in with the Palkia to go for a massive farm down. Is able to get to the Earthquake, which will do a lot of damage. Bruetschle does respect that. This will do about 50% or so. Let's see. Goes into the Dragonite immediately, which is interesting. I'm not sure if Bruetschle can win this, actually. Let's see what comes in here. There's only one shield on the Palkia. There's very little left on that. Or sorry, I don't think that Snore can win this. Because Bruetschle has a lot of energy here. Palkia has a decent matchup here. And that Metagross has almost nothing left. There's also still the Mega Sizer, right? The Bruetschle on the left is looking pretty good right now. Snorlax, that drill is not going to do it. I guess maybe Primal Kyogre was the play, right? Maybe you wanted to put in your 3000 CP higher Pokemon. In comes a drill on this. I don't think this KOs Palkia yet, but it would bring it really close. The timer's not up yet. The Palkia just outpaces. And I think this Aqua Tail might KO because Palkia has a really high attack, even higher than Dialga. Aqua Tail comes through, does KO, and in comes Metagross, and it goes down from Snorlax. Very well played by both. Palkia coming in clutch there. It's just really good against Snorlax's team as well, right? Has a good matchup against Kyogre, Metagross. It's somewhat on par with Dragonite depending on shields. Beats Excadrill, beats Mamoswine. Somewhat. I mean, the Aqua Tail does a lot, but Mamoswine's Avalanche really does a lot as well. So maybe Snorlax has to bring tokens, but let's see what he has in game number 3 here. We have the Primarina from Bruetschle into that Dragonite again, and safe swapping that Metagross, and in comes Mega Sizer. This is looking perfect for Bruetschle, especially when we look at the backline with the Virizion. That's going to get aligned to that Kyogre. Getting the perfect RPS here. And running a team a little bit weak to Metagross in general, but gets the perfect alignment with the Sizers, so that really helps. Earthquake comes through, definitely wouldn't KO that Mega Sizer, but still would do a lot of damage that Bruetschle respects. Was going to throw on the CMP here, but not getting it, and Snorlax lets it go, knowing Bruetschle has 2 moves here. Doesn't get an Ice Slash boost at all in any of these games. Let's see what comes in. The Dragonite comes in. Looks like Snorlax is just going to put 2 shields on that Kyogre in the back. It's going to be difficult to take out. And that's why I'm also a little bit surprised by this Niceness here, knowing that Snorlax likely won't shield. Let's see. Does he get to the Iron Head? He doesn't get to the Iron before the Superpower, so that's really unfortunate. But yeah, we'll take out the Sizer. Now you still have 2 Pokemon that are fine somewhat against the Kyogre. Primarina probably the worst of the 2, but Air is a grass type, and this should have a good matchup, right? First Leaf Blade coming in, super effective. Snorlax still has 2 shields. This is like the perfect alignment for Bruetschle. And no Palkia this time, not relying on the Palkia. Interesting. In comes a Surf. No shielded by Bruetschle. Not sure if Snorlax built to the potential Origin Pulse there, because Origin Pulse would have done so much damage. It may have already been FKO by now then, if it was. Either way, but I also think that Snorlax already revealed Thunder, no? Maybe not. Either way, Leaf Blade coming through, super effective, does a little chunk. But on the other hand, though, Snorlax still has a shield, and Bruetschle, I think, has a shield as well, right? No, doesn't have a shield, so... Oh, and barely gets there before the Surf. And oh, look at this catch from Snorlax. This is actually huge, because Bruetschle outpaced that Kyogre just barely to another move here. This is double resistant, doesn't do damage, but there's still a full Primarina to take out. Snorlax not even getting to a charge attack here. And now Snorlax has to Thunder this to take it out. A Surf does a lot here already, but not enough. And look at how low the Primal Kyogre is getting. CMP on that Thunder as well. This is exactly where you need Thunder. Though Origin Pulse may have done the job as well. And, man, double kicks don't do anything here. What does more? Looks like Snorlax gets the tie here. That's actually huge. In a game where he got completely hard countered, he still gets out a tie. If Bruetschle just waited a little bit to see the waterfall come through and then throw the Leaf Blade, he definitely would have not let Snorlax catch. But that's how it goes when these battles are so tense, right? Getting completely hard countered, still manage to get out of the tie is pretty big. Let's take a look at the final game here. Snorlax gets the lead, and look at this. Has the Primal Kyogre for the Sizer as well. So I think the strategy here of Bruetschle is like, there's no way he leads the Excadrill with the Kyogre in the back, because that would be extremely weak to Virizion. Virizion walls that extra draw completely. And now we finally see the boost for Bruetschle come in. So maybe this can save the Sizer a little bit because it does have a great matchup here. But now your stats might actually tie a little bit, maybe even a little bit in favor of the Sizer as well, right? Because it's not a wimp. Double boosted Night Slash coming in does, yeah, a moderate chunk. A respectable chunk. And able to get to another Night Slash here. I think if Snork shields this, he is able to farm down, and I'm guessing you kind of want to keep alignment just in case there is that Virizion in the back. He might be expecting that as well if it's the same line again. Let's see what comes in here. It's the Virizion that's coming in here. And I'm not sure if you can farm this down before taking 2 surges. Now you know that there is Thunder on Snork Ogre, so no Origin Pulse. In comes the first serve, and yeah, he's just going to double kick this down. Virizion taking a lot of damage in the process of so, though. I think Bruetschle already kind of has a feeling that this is looking very bad for him. There's no way. There isn't even anything else that's weak to the Virizion in the back anymore. Like, Extra Draw and Kyogres are the prime targets, and Virizion gets aligned to neither here because of Snork's perfect team call. In comes the extra draw onto this Primarina swap in. It's basically kind of really difficult to deal with. Unless Snorlax makes a mistake here on the extra draw farm, there's no way you can win this battle actually as Bruetschle, because this extra draw just outpaces so hard and the charms just do a little bit too little damage here. The drone coming through, and now you're gonna see that extra draw has nothing on the Virizion, but I think Bruetschle might not even throw a move anymore. He does actually, he does. Good counting. But yeah, you don't have Stone Edge here. I think you need 2 Stone Edges to take out that Dragonite if you've had that energy. Virizion is quite bulky though, so can take a few Dragon Breaths, but not bulky enough. And, yeah, that's game over. That makes Snorlax our champion. Congratulations to Snorlax. By no surprise, a Primal Kyogre team that makes it to the finals and sweeps all of it. Primal Kyogre was very good in this format. I'll definitely be doing another one of these in maybe 2-3 months or so, with a little bit of fine-tuning, of course. Hope you liked the series. Thank you everyone who participated for playing as well and sending me these recordings. Wadash, I hated that you didn't record them for me. That's unfortunate. But thank you for watching. Hope the video ends.